countdown has officially begun.
Yeah, man. We here.
Oh, we here.
Yeah, we here.
Uh-huh.
What's happening?
Every Tuesday,
Yeah.
7 p.m.
Let me turn your levels up.
Oh, I need a little bit more mic volume.
No, I didn't.
Still hoarse?
I just had it down. I had it down too.
Okay, I'm coming in nice.
Yeah. Your mic sounds
I might
nice.
still be hoarse. I might still be hoarse from Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
A little bit. We had 2 shows on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Chairman.
Oh okay. And then you had Friday was the Jazz and Blues Festival.
Yeah, with my little groove.
Yeah.
We going strong till about Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Oh man, I know it. I can't wait. I can't wait till Thanksgiving hits. I know our guest today is gonna have some of that talk too. I know he's full until Thanksgiving too.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, he's full. Come on, man.
Thanksgiving, that's nice, man. You wasn't even trying.
Sometimes I'm a writer for myself and others.
Yeah, poet. Yeah, you're a poet and don't even know it.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, then we got the Hall of Fame inductions. That's coming up next week.
Yeah.
That's gonna be, man. That's gonna be a night.
Yeah. On
a Thursday, but I'll talk about it. I don't want to give all the sauce away. Everybody get the sauce and be out. Hey, yo, as y'all come in, drop a comment. We here. What's up? It's Tuesday.
Talk to us. Let us know you're here.
No shortcut show.
The show will be starting in just a moment.
What's really good?
Boy, get busy a little bit.
Yeah. This is the very last segment of the night before we closed out. Getting some MC. It was basically an MC masterclass right fast, in my opinion. My humble opinion.
Yeah, I can tell.
I watched it. I replayed it a few times.
Yeah.
This is Brandon's idea. Jim did a joint too. Just kicking a rhyme and just emceeing the crowd.
Yeah. What's up, man? That's a good way to kick off a show, brother.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. And the vibe was incredible.
Yeah.
The Blues and Jazz Festival.
You say, yeah, I'm cool like that too.
Yeah. We there to inspire and make sure people have a good time.
Yeah. I see why you're hoarse now.
Yeah. We're going to get into the band introductions.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's do a show tonight, homie.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. We got some more.
That evening, a musical relationship / friendship was born. Even with playing music on stage with other musicians, there has to be chemistry there, and at the same time, it's like you want to be able to have chemistry away from the stage as well, because if you have chemistry away from the stage, your show and your stage presence and everything like that is going to be
people
great.
Pick up on it. Not just entertainment, what we do. We'll be talking to designers and entrepreneurs and people just trying to get their t-shirt brand popping. Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your hustle is, this is Hustleometry 101.
My slogan for my business, I love to say everyone needs a little faith.
Charlamagne the God would say, sometimes you gotta roll it up for everybody.
Yeah. Shout out to Lil C.
Like I told you, I got
Brandon.
But
Brandon.
last time I've been booed in my life.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. My
We
mic
here.
sound nice.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, y'all. Yes, yes, y'all. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta
Hey.
let the theme music rock for a taste.
A little bit.
We got into the long-winded intro. We just had to show y'all a little footage
Yeah.
from last Friday night. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in. It's Tuesday night. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for another edition of the No Shortcut Show with Midas and Fade.
Hey.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Come on in. Grab you a beverage. You know the routine. Grab you a beverage. Grab you a snack. Your plate of dinner might already be ready.
Yes, sir.
Pull on up to the table. Carry your phone with you. Carry your tablet. Open up your laptop and hang out with us for the next hour or so.
Yeah.
Today is Tuesday, October
Tuesday.
11th. I'm still basking in the birthday glow. I celebrated my 44th birthday
Hey,
this
man.
past Sunday.
Happy birthday,
You know,
my man.
I appreciate
What's
that.
up for?
Hey.
Happy birthday
Yeah,
to the homie.
yeah. So real quick in regards to my birthday, I just want to say thank you. Big shout outs to everybody who showed so much love, and it was a simple birthday, but was very filling.
Mm-hmm.
I did my church function that I do every Sunday. Shout out to Mount Dewell,
Yeah.
and especially to Mount Dewell Baptist Church, and especially to Miss Annette Freeman. She did her due diligence to find out specifically when my birthday was, and she went around and communicated with folks, man, and they handed me a stack of cards at the
Oh,
end of service on Sunday. I didn't get around to opening them until yesterday, but each stack had a little something in it. You
nice.
know what I mean? So I'm so thankful about that. And then my mom and dad came and paid me a special trip because I was I was weary from
Mm-hmm.
Friday and playing Friday, 2 gigs on Saturday,
Yeah.
and then church on Sunday. I was weary. My parents came up. Shout out to my aunt Flo as well. She was with them, and
Hey, Aunt Flo.
they, uh, they took Isaiah and I out to dinner. What's up, Faith? My
What up,
sister's
Faith?
here. Loves you.
Good evening. Thanks
Yeah,
for joining us.
showered us, showered me. He got showered a little bit too in the process, you
Yeah.
know. And it was very man feeling overwhelming, and definitely felt the love. And shout
That was
out to
good.
everybody who sent me a text, who called me. My phone Sunday was like almost about to die for the first time in a long time,
Mm-hmm.
from talking and
Good
taking
deal.
calls, returning calls, and
Yeah.
staying in contact with my family while my parents were traveling. So everybody on my social media outlets, thank y'all for taking a moment to say happy birthday, show love, and then I had other friends posting and tagging. So if I haven't gotten back to you just yet, y'all please forgive me. Be patient. I'm getting to as many as I can. So I
For
just want
sure.
to say thank you because
Yeah.
people don't have to do that,
Yeah.
and I'm the type of person. I'm not one to pump myself up. I let people do that for me, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And the amount of love that I received on Sunday, simple birthday, just going to church, hanging with my son, and dinner with my mom and dad. You can't
Mm-hmm.
you
That
can't
was
ask for
it,
nothing
man.
better than that.
It's a good
You know what
day.
I mean?
Like
So
Ice
I'm
Cube
I'm blessed.
said, it was a good
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
For
yeah. So
sure,
as the
man.
teleprompter that I read every week, I'm thankful, I'm grateful, and I'm blessed, and I'm
Yeah.
still basking
Yeah.
in the birthday
I
glow.
got
And
your
here we
cue. I
are,
got your
folks.
cue card up and ready.
Yeah, yeah, and we highly favored, man. We
Yeah.
highly favored. I throw
Absolutely.
that on there too. But yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Mhm,
Happy
mhm.
birthday again. It sounded like
Thank
you
you.
got the old school version of Hit My Cash App, so that was real nice.
Yeah, Midas J Hart,
Yeah.
$ Midas J Hart is still open.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and celebrate the rest of the month.
That's true
You
too.
know.
That's
Yeah.
true
So
too. Hey,
yes,
man,
sir.
so that sounds like a good week. Let's introduce
Yeah.
the show, man.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do it, man. You want me to just tell
Yeah.
them what the
Tell
platform is
about
about?
we got some new followers, I'm sure, today joining us for the first time.
Yeah,
Who are
yeah,
these dudes?
yeah. Listen, if it's your first time here, drop us a one in the chat.
Yeah, let us know you're
I
here.
see my mom is here real quick. She says she'll be listening while
Yeah,
driving, and she'll pick up. Yes, mom, be safe. We
please.
appreciate you. You do more than enough, and we definitely recognize that. My dad
Yes.
told me Sunday, I just want you to know that I love you, man.
Yeah.
I know. My parents,
Absolutely.
man. Hey, guys, don't ever worry. We know.
Yeah,
Trust me.
absolutely. We
You
appreciate
did.
you.
Yeah, yeah. So, but this show, the brainchild of Mr. Travis Bizel, who I'll
Hey,
formally introduce to you guys in a moment,
no,
and he
that
asked
was
me to
it.
be a co-conspirator. you know, So really, what we're here to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we operate in the spirit of entrepreneurship, also the spirit of excellence. With that being said, we know that we're not the only ones that have passions and that have gifts inside of us, have businesses inside of us. Um, that we could provide services to the public, to the general public, and so we decided to create this platform. Initially, when we started Aaron, we shared our own individual stories, and it's only right that we reach out to the people that we know, friends or acquaintances through businesses, and have them come on as guests, and we converse with them because we all individually have a story.
Yeah.
And if we can share our story with you guys at home, help you avoid certain pitfalls or perhaps give you some game in the process. Definitely here to inspire and encourage you to go after whatever it is that you're passionate about. Whatever everybody has a dream, and
Yeah.
a dream is just that until you wake it up, right? So yeah,
Take that
so
thing
that's what
off the
we're here to do.
snooze.
Yeah, yeah. Stop hitting that snooze button. I
Yeah.
know that comforter is warm. You know what I mean? But stop hitting that snooze button. Let's get on whatever it is that you have the passion to do.
For
And so
sure.
with that being said, we share our story. We have guests on. They can share our stories. It's all to help each other because I'm not gonna say it's just to help the audience because I get information and get certain gems and things from speaking with our guests too.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
with that, and after that, if you guys are in the audience and we have a guest on that provides a specific service or what have you, then we'll give you their contact information at the end of the show. And hopefully this leads to us building a small community,
Yeah.
not building a large community. We'll
Yeah.
start small, but this is going to lead to us building a large community of barter, trade, whatever, or if I'm looking
Or
for
just
a business
encouragement.
encouragement. But it's like it's so many things that could come from this, but at the end of the day, we're here just to spread information and be
Yeah.
helpful. And if we can help guide you in the right direction, then so be it. And if we can help one person, then our job is done. We
Yep.
would love to help 100, 1,000, 1,000,000, whatever. But if we
Yeah.
just simply help one person along the way, and our job is done. And these things don't necessarily, the conversations we have don't just apply to business overall, they apply to life in general. So, yeah, that's
Well
it.
said, my man. Well said, my man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So, should
yeah,
we
when I
go
when
ahead?
I
I'm sorry.
got the I thought about doing a show,
Uh-huh.
I was listening to other podcasts, and I have some DJ acquaintances that have DJ specific podcasts, or
Yeah,
people had like wedding business specific shows, and that's where most of my experience is in. But then I realized, we definitely wanted to open this up to not just music, not just
no,
events, but
whatever.
to just creatives in general.
Yeah,
Just
creatives in
creatives.
general.
No
Yeah, I'm
matter
with
what
that.
that hustle is, whatever that business is, that side hustle or main hustle, or just something you're doing in your garage for now, and you're going to
Yeah,
open it. You want that inspiration. That's what we decided to
yeah,
do. And I
yeah,
said, well, I can't do this because,
yeah,
me on the mic, even though I'm in the event business, I'm still not the talker. you know,
yeah.
I'm
Me either.
always yeah, yeah. I'm the producer. I'm the behind the scenes. I've always been my whole life the behind the scenes kind of guy.
Yeah.
But I just knew this dude that
Mm-hmm.
I perform with on a regular basis, my
Mm-hmm.
MC,
Yeah.
and it was during that time that we didn't get a chance to perform together in a long while because of
Yeah.
COVID. And
COVID.
I got
Yeah.
and I missed hanging out with my boy and working
Yeah.
together. And I said, man, let's do this show together.
Let's do it, man. Let's do
Because
it.
my
Yeah.
man is an MC.
Mm-hmm.
He's a keyboard player, a music producer, a rapper, music director of the
Yeah.
chairman of the board,
Yeah.
Mellow Groove, member of the Rock Hill Music Hall of Fame, the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame, the mouthpiece of this fine podcast, and
Yeah.
co-host of the That's My Story podcast,
In syndication right
in
now
syndication right
on
now
channel
on YouTube.
49TV.com.
Awesome. Say what's up to my co-host, my man, the birthday boy,
Yeah,
Jerry
yeah,
Hardison, aka the man with the Midas touch. What up, Midas?
yeah. And we still celebrating.
What
We
up,
still
Midas?
celebrating. Listen, as my father would say, or as they say in the church, there's no no big I's, no little U's.
Hey.
Everybody's,
Yo,
we on even playing field here. So yeah, for sure.
listen, I could tell where you get it from, man. Your whole family got all those jewels to share.
Man,
For sure.
yeah, I just like soaking up,
Yeah.
wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, on a
Absolutely.
sponge for it. Shout out to Deacon Ira Lee Freeman, Mount Dewell, 84-year-old gentleman who always goes out of his way to say a few kind words and check on me and
Hmm.
build with me a little bit, before and after church.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for that wonderful,
Hey, man.
wonderful introduction. I appreciate it.
For sure. For sure.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you my highly esteemed, illustrious co-host to the
Who that?
left-hand side of the screen.
Who that?
You know what I'm saying? This guy wears many hats. He's an event coordinator. That word always tries to get me. The two O's. Event
This guy's
coordinator.
coordinate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Coordinate.
Hey, it got you with that one real. All right, one more time. He's an event coordinator.
Yeah. I am.
Yes, yes. A digital media strategist. He's the producer of this very fine show. He's also a co-host of this very fine show. Once again, by the name of No Shortcuts. If you're over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Say
What's
what's
up?
up, Twitch. Yes, and last but not least, he's your favorite DJ's favorite DJ. Ladies and gentlemen
All
at
right.
home, make some noise while we make some noise on the screen for Mr. Travis Bizel,
Yeah.
aka none other than DJ Famous.
What's up? Thank you, brother. Thank you for that. I will hit that cash app for the great
Yeah.
intro, making me look good. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. My cash app is open like the Waffle House.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was good, man. So you had the weekend festivities with your birthday, of course, but then with the weekend of events, big weekend of
Yeah.
events you had.
Okay, so as you saw you guys saw the clip from Friday night. That was from Mellow Groove performing at the York County Blue Rhythm, Blues and Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
That's put on by the city of York County every year. They did it twice this year though because they didn't do it last fall. So we
Mhm.
played it the one in March and we did the one last Friday, which was October 7th. So we
Yeah.
did that. That was a great time. Shout out to everybody in Rock Hill and
Yeah.
surrounding that came out, man. It was a great time. Very great time. And we always play outside in the courtyard. Most of the there's 12 bands playing
Mhm.
throughout the night. You pay $20 and you can bounce around and go
Mhm.
wherever you want to go. Shout out to everybody who stayed where Mellow Groove was the whole time. Even when we were on break, they would just wait till we
Yeah.
came back.
That's
You
what's
know,
up.
yeah.
Loyal following.
And shout out to Mr. Bobby Player from the Player Band because he makes sure that I get that phone call every time the Blues and Jazz Festival is going on. And we went over on our first break. They were playing in the building behind us, so we went over and stayed for about 5 minutes and just gave the head nod and the wave and just show support and appreciation for them, making sure that we stay on that festival.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. And then the chairman of the board and the executives had two events on Saturday.
Mhm.
We were in Sanford, North Carolina from 4 to 6. Then we went over to Eden, North Carolina, and performed from 9:30. Excuse me, it was 9:30 to 11. 9:30 to 11. And
Cool.
then I did my minister of music duties on Sunday morning at Mount Dewell Baptist. Then
Yes, sir.
which was also the birthday. So we here,
It's a
man.
good
We here.
weekend, man.
Yeah.
Got a busy schedule coming up, like we just talked about, and I
Coming
know,
up.
like I said, our guest this week is a road warrior like you and I.
Yeah, you gotta be right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's talk about this guy, man.
yeah.
This
You ready
guy
to bring
is
him on?
yeah. Let's bring him on. He's been sitting patiently for our
Yeah.
extended intro this week.
Me and
The
Eminem's in
extended.
the green room are
He's been
running low.
eating all the M&Ms in the green room, but he's been waiting patiently for us. This guy right here, man. Let me tell you a quick story before I introduce him.
Okay. Okay.
So, company that I do a lot of work with, and I got a big announcement coming up next week. But a company that I do a lot of work with, starting to expand their event coordinator business into Charleston area, right? Right now they're based out of
Okay.
Charlotte area. They
Yeah.
say, oh, we're gonna be going down to Charleston, start to see what's up down there. So I started getting in some of the Charleston like Facebook groups for like
Mm-hmm.
weddings and events, just to see who's who, see what's
Uh-huh.
going on down there. this
Absolutely.
one cat kept popping up in all the groups, like and like all the comments. Like people was like, "Oh, I'm looking for a DJ." Mad people would
He's
be,
there.
he's there. Like people are recommending him. Like, "Oh, this DJ, this is the guy you should get. This is the guy you should get."
Okay.
So I
know
keep
you.
seeing this dude's name. So I had to Google. I had to do my Googles, right? So I said, let me look up this brother, see why everybody talking about him like this. And I looked him up. You know, I went on his website. You know, I stalked him a little bit, followed him on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of similarities. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he does his business and the things that are important to him. You know, it's really rare in our business. You know, for DJs to really pay attention to like the presentation and the customer aspect of stuff. And I noticed that about him. So I always kept in my mind like, yeah, I like this dude. I definitely want to see what he's out. So then. So my friend that runs the wedding planning business, she hit me up. She said, "Listen, I'm gonna need a DJ, you know, in Charleston, and I want to see if you can help me find one." I said, "Well, I already know a guy.
Yeah.
I already know a guy." And at the same time, she was like, "Oh, and I'm already talking to one DJ, but I want you to look him up and see what you think about him." I was like, "All right, I can do that, and I'm gonna send you the DJ that I'm already looking at too."
Same guy.
Yeah, she sent me his page. It was Josh. So I was like, he's already the big man on campus down there, big man in Charleston. So I said, let's bring.
BMIC.
It was the same cast. I was like, yo, this was meant to be. So let's bring.
Hey, what's up, man? How y'all doing?
What's up? Well, get your applause for you.
Yeah.
That's a true story, Josh. That's a true story, man.
Yeah. Oh, so he didn't even know that.
I don't remember if I told you that story or not.
Oh wow.
Well,
okay.
he told me about it. Eventually after we got to talking, and
Yeah.
to be honest, the way God's been moving, man, it was unexpected but expected. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was shocking, but it wasn't shocking type of move.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I get
definitely
it.
something right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I
wow,
kept saying
that's
like,
up,
yo,
man.
everybody's recommending Josh Walker, DJ Stix. I'm like, I gotta find out about this guy.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I see. Okay, and DJ Stix. That's like because of the drumming aspect as well. Okay,
Correct.
all right. Putting it again. We're gonna get into all of that.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Just got.
yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So Josh, thanks for joining us, brother. Thanks for joining us, and of course, everybody who's watching, say what's up to Josh.
Yeah,
Let us know in
everybody
the
say what's up
comments
to
that you're
Josh.
here. I see Matthew
brother.
Hartz is in the house. Let us know if you're here on Twitch, if you're here on YouTube. What's up to Josh?
Yes. We appreciate you coming through, man, and spending a little time with us and allowing us to get us as well as our audience to get a little more familiar with what it is that you do and also your story as well.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Indeed.
So start us off from your. We like to start off, from the beginning, Josh. Where you're from. Talk a little bit about your upbringing and your household, and so we already spilled the beans that you're into music. So you're gonna talk about a little bit about your upbringing in music and when that bug hit you.
Yeah. I'm originally from a small town called Emporia, Virginia. Most people don't know about it unless you got a speeding ticket going through there. Those type of towns.
Yeah.
But born and raised there. Moved to Charleston, South Carolina at the age of 17, going on 18 years old. I was brought up as a church kid.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as like where my music capabilities come from,
Right.
it was really church.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, that was church. Marching band was all I knew when it came down to music. Where I'm from, it's a very, very, very small population. So when I came to Charleston, South Carolina, I didn't come here thinking that I'm gonna get into music type of deal. Of course, I knew I was gonna do something involving music, but what exactly, I wasn't thinking this wide because where I'm from, there was really nothing out there.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about a band, it was more like a garage band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing in the
It wasn't
backyard.
like,
and all
you can really do this and make a career off of this. It wasn't like that where I'm from. So I came here to Charleston, South Carolina to be with my father. Stayed here for a while. And eventually, long story short, got engaged, got married. and then some great opportunities opened up here in Charleston for me.
Yeah.
I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen, I just want to go back to you said that you were a church kid and that was your I guess your segue or your you know that gave you an ability or the opportunity to
Correct.
learn music or to get your hands on what give us a little bit of just elaborate on that a little bit as
Yeah.
far as
So, me, I grew up in church, like I said. Um, where I'm from, they had the church that I was going to. They had a drummer that was already in place,
Mhm.
um, and I used to just sit beside him on
Yeah,
Sunday.
and just watching,
I
right?
remember being a small little kid and just
Yeah,
go over there and just sit.
and watch and soak
I didn't
that.
even have to play; just being able
Yeah.
to sit was a big honor to
Mm-hmm.
me.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then of course, just watching. But
Hmm.
back then, I remember I used to ask a lot of people, would you teach me? Would you teach me? And to be honest with you, a lot of them they wouldn't really teach me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
they'd be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'll show you some stuff," and damn. So a
Yeah,
lot of the stuff I had to watch,
yeah, and get
and just learn as much as I could.
yeah, and
Um, oh no, you good?
but I was just gonna say, mind you, this is at a time too where you can't just pull up YouTube and watch
Yeah.
guys. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, you had to actually be in the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Exactly.
nowadays, I'm showing my age.
Yeah.
But that like back then, you had to actually be around, somebody to learn,
Mm-hmm.
be around them. Like nowadays, we can just go to YouTube and type in drummer or whatever,
Hmm.
and it's
And
still get the
start.
same, yeah, the same start. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there too
Mm-hmm.
because I too went through those that very same thing. You just waiting your turn. You're sitting and learning
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
just so engrossed in it, and you're so fascinated by what you're hearing and feeling. You just
Hmm.
want to be close to it until it was your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did
Yeah.
your parents either your parents sing or did they or preach or anything like that?
My father's a pastor.
Okay,
Um,
same.
so he was in ministry. He still is in ministry.
Uh-huh.
Um, my mother was in ministry, of course, with him, and they went their own ways. But
Yeah.
I was always brought up in church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even when I was with my mother, I was always brought up in church.
Right.
Actually, when I moved, uh, when I went away with my mother, I kind of saw a different diversity.
Mm-hmm.
She married a gentleman that was Caucasian,
Hmm.
and I always say that was my introduction to being around Caucasian people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uh, it was a whole different world for me. The music was different. The way
Yeah.
that worship goes is totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything. It was it was completely different. It took me a
Hmm.
little while to adjust,
Oh yeah.
um, but after a while, it was just a whole new world.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad that I had that opportunity before I moved to Charleston, South Carolina, to be able to
Right.
experience some of the things and different cultures that I learned
Yeah.
through that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
And
really interesting.
and what you said just now ties to me ties back into the fact that you're from you said a small town, right?
Yeah,
What was the name of the town again?
Emporia.
Emporia.
Emporia, Virginia.
And what would you say the population there is?
Oh man, I think it's probably about 35,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3,500.
500.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just extremely small.
Yeah, yeah. So the I guess in the big scheme of things, I can understand why that could have been a little foreign to you as you relocated and things like that. And then in essence, is that's why getting out and seeing different cultures and being in different environments is so necessary.
Yeah,
We have people sometimes come from a small town, and it's not their fault, but that's all they know.
correct.
That's all they know is what's going on in the immediate town. But yeah, it's definitely important, if possible. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying this to, everyone in general, to get out and see some different things sometimes. Because
Yeah.
it's a whole big world out there, man.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
so and you were able to realize that at a certain point, and you were able to I guess, become a little bit more what's the word, accustomed to different things you were seeing.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's awesome. That's awesome. And then that helps you with what you're doing now.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah,
know,
man.
because you got to know how to
Absolutely.
relate. You got to know
Tremendously.
how to relate to
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
You know.
Tremendously.
Absolutely. And that's what I
Yeah.
was saying. That's what stuck out to me when I found Josh is because kind of like me, most of his clients don't look like him. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And
Yeah.
most of my clients don't look like us. So
Hmm.
he obviously I can tell he had a way of relating to people because it's hard for us to sell ourselves.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Yep.
for him to be able to succeed the way that he has been in Charleston,
That's great.
amongst different,
Yeah. Yeah.
diverse
Absolutely.
races and stuff like that, I
Yeah. Yeah.
said, I like this guy. I
Yeah.
like this guy.
And
He's
and what
definitely doing something.
yeah, and at the end of the day, good business is good business, no matter
Exactly.
who it's coming from.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And good
Yeah.
money is good money,
Exactly.
no
Agreed,
Yep.
matter
ain't
who
it?
it's coming
Agreed,
from.
ain't it? Um,
All right,
so
I'm done.
so how old were you? How old were you when you really started playing the drums?
Uh, to be honest, it's hard to pinpoint that.
Okay.
But I know for at least 5 years old, at least.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
started
Wow.
out young
Yeah.
like me too. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
So then once
nice.
you got to Charleston and then you realized that you can actually do something with that, what did that look like and what was the first couple things you were doing in Charleston musically?
Man, when I came to Charleston, like I said, even when I first came, I didn't even realize that you could really make money doing this.
Yeah.
My first time really truly realizing it was one day there was a gentleman, I'll shout his name out, Shelton Desasor.
Hey.
Okay.
He's here in Charleston, South Carolina. He's a wonderful producer, drummer, keyboards,
Nice.
does a lot of stuff. But
Nice.
either way, I got to know him because he was playing for the church that I played for.
Hmm.
And long story short, we built a good relationship. One day I had to actually take him his check because he had to leave the church to go somewhere. I
You
was like,
opened
all
it
right,
up.
tell me where you're going, and I'll bring you a check.
Yeah.
Um, I went
And the rest is
met up with him.
history.
I know, right? I met up with him, and I was like, word, like, this is dope. Like, this is totally different, a different scenery than what I'm used to. The music that I heard, of course, this was things that I hear all the time. I would hear on the radio, or I might be somewhere, and it would just be playing. But it was a total different scenery from what I'm used to.
Right.
And then I realized I was like, "You really do this?" He's like, "Yeah, I do this all the time."
Hmm.
And I'll never forget this. I always tell people this all the time. I used to
Okay.
ask him all the time. I was like, if I wanted to do what you're doing, how do I do it? And his response to me was, just do it.
Yeah.
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 And that response frustrated me at that time.
Mm.
It really frustrated me because I was the type, I was like, all right, but how? Like,
Yeah.
what's A, B, C? And he was like, just do it.
Yeah.
I went to him for at least probably about another 3-4 years straight, asking him the same question, and he kept giving me the same answer.
Yeah.
And one day, I told myself, I was like, all right, I'm gonna just do it. I don't know what do it is, but I'm gonna just do it. And I went out. I literally went on Craigslist back then, making posts. I hit
Yeah.
up every musician that I could find in Charleston, South Carolina.
works.
Literally, probably over 150 plus people. I didn't care.
Mhm.
And I sent out a message basically saying, hey, I was wondering if anyone's looking for a drummer. I'm not looking for a handout. I'm just looking for an open door
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
opportunity. And I had a lot of people that was, giving me a lot of funny messages. A lot of them, it is what it
You
is.
know how it goes. It's
But-
the internet.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there was a couple people that was like, okay, I really see, like, you're not coming to me just looking for a handout type of deal. I'm gonna give you an opportunity. And it went from one opportunity to someone saw me playing to the next thing I know, I get a phone call. I remember the days when people used to ask me, "Am I available?" And I get my phone up
Yeah.
and act like
Yeah.
I'm available.
Let me check my
Let me see
calendar.
if I can do it.
Let me check my calendar right quick.
Yeah.
I think I can squeeze you in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember the day that I actually literally had to use my calendar. And I was like, whoa, okay. But yeah, man, that was my first time actually realizing that this was something that I could do and I could really make money.
Yeah.
And then that eventually changed to I can make money to I can make a career off of this. That was a whole nother world for me.
Yeah, buddy.
Like I said, in that small town where I'm from, we didn't have people that we could be able to have in front of us as being able to say, "You're doing this, and I can do this too."
Right.
We didn't have that.
No blueprint to follow.
Versus now, I have people around me that, and I always say this even now, like it's not necessarily my desire to play behind the biggest artists and this and that or anything. If opportunities come, great.
Yeah.
But that's not my desire. But I know that if that's something I really want to go towards, I can see how close it is to reaching it.
Oh yeah.
Because I have so many people around me that literally, these guys, you'll see them in the bar playing on today, and then tomorrow they're playing
they're
for
on the road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was a whole new mindset, a whole new awakening. Like, whoa, this is really for real. Like, if I really want that, I can reach up and really grab it.
Yeah. And what your guy told you, when you say just do it, I mean, it sounds so vague and it sounds so like, but it's the simplest. He gave you like the answer in the simplest form.
Literally.
In the simplest form, yeah.
And I think we all can agree with that, and even those at home who are watching right now can agree with that. Because in order to grow in whatever it is that you're doing, you have to be active. Even for myself, there was a time we going around handing out business cards and asking people, can we play here, and doing this and that. And at some point it shifts. Then your phone just ring and you just check off your availability. You have enough things going on because as you stay on the scene and you're just doing it, you're continuing to grow.
Yeah.
And one opportunity leads to another opportunity, and so forth and so on. And then sometimes you step outside of yourself. You have to look back and like, because you actually have to lift your head up and like, man, look back and look at the progress. Absolutely. Starts the progress. That's right, Jonathan.
Shout out to Jonathan Downing watching. He said that starts the process for sure.
Yeah.
And you got Andrew Conyers has joined us. What's up, Andrew?
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us, man. Thanks for joining us. Miss Francis is home now. She's watching now.
She's home now. Wow, you made it home safe.
She made it home safe.
Cool. Because there really is no clear-cut answer to it. Like, you do this and you do this, and then in 3 years you do this, but no, just do it. So that was, even though it's vague, it's very wide.
It sounds
and
vague.
if anything, I appreciate that answer even more now because it made me actually work for it. Not that not that you can't give people steps and stuff and let them work it out themselves, but it really made me search within, like, what is doing it? Like, what do I need to do? And really put the work in. It feels so much better now. Knowing that I literally work towards this.
It's more fulfilling, I would say. It's more fulfilling that way.
Yeah.
And you appreciate it.
A lot.
Appreciate it more. Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's important, man. So you don't really take stuff for granted when you had to work hard for it. I remember my whole different subject, but my grandfather, when I remember him telling the story about when my mom got her first car, right? It was like an old 1970 whatever Maverick. My aunt, that's 15 years younger than my mom, her first car was the same car. Right?
Really?
And my grandfather was like, you gotta work, you appreciate it better. If you want something better, you're gonna work for it, you gotta pay for it yourself. And then you appreciate it. It's the same thing when it comes into whatever your passion is, whatever you want to be creative about, whether it's music, drumming, DJing, whether you want to bake cakes, you just gotta bake some cakes.
Yeah,
you
keep
know.
making.
And if somebody
Get
just
that
hands
right.
you that opportunity, you may
Yeah,
not
get that right
appreciate it as much.
amount. You need that right amount of vanilla extract. You're gonna probably
Yeah,
mess up a few cakes, you know.
you're gonna mess up a few cakes.
Yeah,
Have
don't
you
be
messed
walking
up?
in
Have
the
you messed
kitchen.
up on stage at some point?
Yeah.
Yes, I still do.
Still do.
I still mess up, man. That's the beauty of it, though.
Yeah,
That's the
Yeah.
beauty of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have. I can tell you. I mean, I've been DJing for almost 30 years, but sometimes I'll hit the button, and my fader is on the left, and I should have
Yeah.
been on the right.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah.
still happens.
Things like that happen. You know what I
It
mean?
still happens. Or I'll
Yeah,
hit
yeah.
stop on the wrong one, right in the middle of the song. So it happens.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As long as you ain't doing it every outing.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, exactly.
no,
Exactly.
no.
Yeah.
So talk to us about your band. Talk to us about the band that you're in, that you're with now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so my band is called the Jacob Kendrick Band, and that's
Jacob
Jaykob.
Okay.
So long story short, after I was just doing it, and I got some opportunities to be able to play throughout Charleston, I eventually started learning how to book entertainment. So the way that my band got started was, long story short, Jacob Kendrick is a solo artist. I used to book him at a spot here in Charleston, and him and several other musicians. One day there was a venue that opened up in downtown King Street. Venue opened up and they said, "Hey, we need a duo to perform here on a Tuesday night. Could you find someone?" And it's funny now because Tuesday is normally the day that every musician out here is open and they'll love to work. For some strange reason, I couldn't find anybody available for it.
For a Tuesday.
And on a Tuesday, I know. So
I
I
guess
hit
he was
him up.
really going up on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, I hit him up and I was like, "Hey man," because at that time he was pretty booked up for a lot of stuff. I said, "Hey, I'm pretty sure you're booked, but I just want to ask, are you free on this
Right.
day?" And he was like, "Yeah, actually I am." I said, "Cool." That's the second part. I know you ain't never heard me, and we still building a relationship, but would you be cool with me playing this gig with you? Like, I need to sell this to them. He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, cool." We played that Tuesday night as a duo. For that gig, he did like electric guitar, and I played the drums. At the end of that gig, we looked at each other, and we was like,
Might have
"What
something.
happened
Yeah.
tonight?
Yeah.
Something's happening."
Right.
And he looked at me, and I'll never forget it. He told me, he was like, he said, "This can't stop." And I told him, I said, "Look, man, don't play with me. Like, I done been through some projects, and they started and they failed. I was like, don't play with me right now. Like, I was like, because if you for real, like, I know the type of energy I got. If you for real, I would make this happen." And at the end of that gig, the people came over to us. The manager was like, "Oh my God, we love you guys.
Wow.
We want to have you every Tuesday." I was like, "Oh shoot,
Yeah.
can you do it?" And he was like, "Yeah." He
Very
was like,
nice.
"Yeah." So, and they asked us. They was like, "But we need a band name." At that time, I wasn't the front man.
Right.
I was more like you. Like, I want to be more in the background. Let you do some work and let you look good. That's it. So I looked at him. I was like, "Your name's Jacob Kendrick." The Jacob Kendrick duo.
Yeah.
And we did that. And we did it for a good little minute. I
Yeah.
think for about 6 months to a year.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
And eventually I looked at him and I was like, "Have you ever thought about doing like the whole band?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm cool with that." I said, "Because if you serious, I'll make this work. Like, I don't know everybody, but I know everybody."
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was like, "Okay." And it happened just like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it was like a week or two later, I hit him up. I was like, "Hey, we're booked at this date, at this location, blah, blah, blah." And he was like, "Cool." I was like, "Yeah, it's going to be the band." He was like, "Oh, And it's
Nice.
funny because still to this day, there are sometimes where he'll just pull up to the gig and he'll be like, "Oh, so is it just me, him, and him?" I'm like, "No, it's like all five of us. Oh, I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
this." No,
Yeah.
yeah,
he just shows up and knows that everything's taken care
yeah. And so you handle all of that
yeah,
as far as the booking and how many pieces is going to be for the job. You handle all
correct.
that.
So
And
I
ladies and
manage
gentlemen,
all of that.
yeah, when the full band came into play, yesterday's price is not today's price.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. It
Exactly.
took some time to
Yeah.
learn that, and
Yeah.
that's even where the management aspect came in, as far as like me as a booking agent. It took me some time to be able to learn. It had to
Absolutely.
learn the market, had to learn the market for Charleston,
Yeah.
because the market for Charleston could be different versus other areas. But yeah, man, it's been really really good. But long story
That's awesome.
short, I after doing that for so long, I eventually stopped with the booking agency aspect,
Okay.
and I just booked the band. When I first started playing with the band, during that time, a lot of people used to say, "Oh, you're the drummer that plays with everybody." Because I did.
I see
That's
you.
how it
Yeah.
was. I got to the point that I stopped waiting for people to book me,
Mhm.
and I started booking the gig and just putting people on it.
Yeah. There you
Um,
go.
There you go.
so that's how I made myself be able to work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I did that for so long. But after the chemistry just got stronger and stronger,
Yeah.
slowly, I stopped playing with other bands
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because I had
I
us
see.
booked up so much.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, it's been incredible, man. So we're
Yeah.
a cover band.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
do a
Yeah.
little bit of this, everything from pop, reggae, rock,
Mm-hmm.
R
Yeah.
and B. Um,
Yeah.
we just jump all around, man.
Yeah.
That's
So
great,
I
man.
love that.
Yeah, and obviously you have as a group or even as a duo or whatever, you have creative control over the type of music you want to perform
Mm-hmm.
and things
Correct.
like that as well. Yeah, yeah. And there's always a place for covers, and if you decide to cut some original music, you always have that option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome,
That
man.
that's awesome. That's
You did
great.
that thing like the theme of the show. No shortcuts, man. You did it the
No
long way.
shortcut.
You know,
Yeah,
did it the long way, and
that's
that's the
awesome.
best way to do it, man. It's gonna. And how long? Like, what was the timeline of this? How long has this been now that the band's been together this way, or since you and Jacob started? How long ago was that?
All right. So I knew some of these questions were probably going to come up today, and I didn't want to come up here lying.
Yeah.
Because,
You got receipts?
so no, because I learned that I've gotten to the point that, I think after you do something for so long, it feels like it's been longer than what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you start quoting out stuff like, "Oh, I've been doing it for 8 years," or this and that, and then you look at the receipts, be like, "I only did it for like 3."
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
But
true.
nah. So long story short, as far as playing with the band, I have been playing with the band now for 7 years.
7 years. That's nice.
Been
Yeah.
7 years.
Uh-huh.
I have been, and this will probably answer some of the questions that you're gonna ask, but since I got it up here, I've been full time in music now for going on 4 years.
Yeah.
October the 14th actually makes 4 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Happy
And when I say
anniversary.
thank you. And when I say full time, I say that as in this is the only source of income. So everything that I do now, I was always doing even throughout that 7 year time frame.
Yeah.
I was just doing that, but then I go to work at 7 a.m., get off
Yeah.
at 4, leave there to do 2-3 shows,
Yeah.
and all over. Sometimes
Yeah.
now I'm like, how the hell did I do it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but I did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So it's been really, really, really incredible.
All right. Jonathan's co-signing your timeline. He says that sounds
Okay.
about right. Jonathan
Yeah,
says that
Is he
timeline
in the
sounds
band
about right.
as well?
Yeah, man. That's like my brother right there.
Yeah.
He's actually a part of the ministry in Virginia. He actually lives in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out
What's
to
up,
him.
bro?
Appreciate
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I'll be in
Really,
Raleigh at
really
the
good
end
guy.
of this
Plays
month.
keys, drums.
Okay.
Yo, he
Yeah.
plays keys and drums as well.
He does.
Yeah.
Me,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just a drummer, man. Just a
Gotcha,
drummer
gotcha.
and a
Yeah.
DJ.
Yeah.
Another musical brother in the
Yeah.
house. What's
Well,
up?
that's a
Okay.
good
Yeah.
segue. We definitely wanted to also touch on your DJ. So when did DJing become a part of your arsenal, and how did
All
that
right.
come about?
Oh yeah.
So the way that the DJ came into play was, long story short, um, our band, we started doing a lot of weddings, because that's something I wanted to eventually get into. I was like, the bars is cool, nothing wrong with it, and we still do some of the bars, but I was like, I want to get into this wedding scene. Um, we started doing that, did really, really good, in like the first 2 years, really good. And then I was like, all right, there's sometimes clients that are like, do I want a DJ or do I want a band?
Yeah.
So what happened
Both,
was,
huh?
and it's kind of funny, but there's a gentleman named Earl Newell, who
I
has
know
a
of Earl.
company called The Dance Doctor.
Okay.
Incredible company. I'm glad to be a member of it as well.
Uh,
But long story short, we eventually, our names kept crossing each other paths, and eventually somehow we connected. He reached out to me and he was like, hey, I need to talk to you. And I was like, cool, because I need to talk to you too.
Yeah.
I've been waiting,
Yeah.
yeah.
But we got to talking, and eventually we partnered up to do a band and DJ combination. So we started offering that as a package. And during that time, if you asked me if I wanted to be a DJ, my answer was no.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be a DJ, and the biggest reason was because I got tired of what I call the push play DJs. And I just knew too many of them around, and it just turned me off. So anything dealing with DJing, it was like, no, I don't want to do that. Let me do what I do.
Right.
And then, but after being around him more and more and more, the lead singer for my band was getting married. He wanted more time with his family, but he's also a scientist as well. So it was like, do I like being a scientist more or a musician more? So long story short, we started doing fewer and fewer more events. Where me, I was looking ahead like, okay, I want to keep rolling. What can I do? After being around Earl for so long and learning that it's not just bad DJs out there. It's not just touch play DJs out there. There's actually some great, incredible DJs that are out here. After being around him and realizing that me and him are such businessmen, like we have fun, we entertain people, but we're businessmen first. And the way our minds work is so incredible. Eventually one day I called him up and I was like, hey, I said, if I wanted to learn how to DJ, what would it take? And he was like, this is the day I've been waiting for. I'll never forget it.
Wow, he said that. He was waiting on you to ask him.
Yeah, because he used to always, try to put it in there, you could do this, you could do that. I'm like, I don't want to. No.
Right.
And yeah, man, it started right then and there. The good thing was he didn't have to do too much. As far as all he had to do was teach me how to physically DJ.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything else I was already doing.
You
I
had
was
the ear.
doing when it came down to weddings. I was MCing. I'll tell people all day I'm not a singer, but I'll MC the hell out of an event. I'll hype man the hell out of the event any day. I know how to create a certain setting and a certain energy in the building. I like to say that's a gift that I have. So
Absolutely.
I was able to take all those skills that I had from performing with the band, everything that I had from even a management side, from all the other jobs that I had and different things like that. Take all those skills of everything that I had in life and just apply it to this.
Yeah.
I was already in the wedding scenery already. So he didn't have to teach me the professional side to it.
Right.
And he was like, this just made his job so much easier because he basically told me, he could take someone that knows nothing about that, and that can DJ the hell out of it, and it's
And
way
they're not
more
as good.
work.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, they're
Yeah.
not as good.
Yeah.
So it was a smooth transition, man.
Awesome.
But even through that time frame, I took my time. I would
Oh,
meet
yeah.
up with him at his house every Tuesday. Sometimes
Get
even
some work
2-3 days a week, and we would literally be in there for hours, beat match, everything. And I learned so much from this guy. So I took my time. I took about 6 months
Okay.
of really, really building my craft.
Yeah.
And then I went ahead and I put it out on Facebook. I'll never forget. I used to go to Starbucks
Hey.
outside because I wanted to get outside my house when it came down to working. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't want to be in my house
Yeah.
because then I'll get, lackadaisical.
Absolutely.
Turn the TV on. I was like, I need to get out. So I used to go outside the Starbucks, be outside, and I would have my controller with my headphones on,
Yeah.
with my laptop on their Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I'll purchase it still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to be out there for hours, and I'll never forget the
working.
day I put a post up about I am officially now going to be offering the services. And it has been 3 years of me DJing.
Okay.
And like I said, it feels so much longer than that. I'm like, is it really 3?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it really has been 3 years.
That's awesome, man.
And in the 3 years, man, my business has tripled like crazy.
Yeah. That's why it feels longer than what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You
Like,
probably get
seriously.
double the amount of the average.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And it was even a smooth transition, even when it came down to the booking, because people knew how I was with the band.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, you're a DJ.
Relationship.
They didn't have
The
to look at the
relationship.
video. They didn't look at the video. To be honest with you, for the first 2 years, I didn't have a website up. I didn't have a video up. Yeah, I think I had a picture.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And people just booked me because they knew my reputation of how I handle myself with the band.
Yeah.
And that just carried over to the DJing.
Yeah. Like this guy knows music and he does good business. He must be good at this too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
even when it comes down to actually choosing like what songs to play and everything like that.
They trust you.
Yeah, I was already
Whatever.
doing that with the band.
Yeah.
Literally. So I would be out there on the drums and I would call out what song we're going to do next because I hate having those moments where it's a pause. You know,
Yeah.
that's too much time for people to think. You give them
Yeah.
5 seconds to think and they're exiting the door.
And go ahead.
So yeah, I would call out songs and I don't know keys, so I get the musicians that know what keys to do it. And I'll just call it out and I'll be like 1, 2, 3 and transition.
Okay.
So my mind thinks the same way when I'm DJing.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. And it's sometimes it's best to let the person doing the job to pick the song. Let them pick this song. I was MC at a wedding a few weekends ago. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. But anyway, I was with the chairman of the board. We had a wedding reception, and it was time for the bouquet toss. No, was it? Yeah. And they had some AC/DC. I forget what song for the bouquet toss. I told the lady, the wedding planner and the mom, I was like, it's normally like the Beyonce single ladies or something like that. I'm like, because you want the song to be fitting for what you're about to do. This AC/DC song is really not relative to the bouquet toss. You know what I mean? So I just want to throw that in there. Sometimes it's best to let the professionals.
Just let us do it. And I'm sure Josh does this too. But I tell people when we're going down the timeline and I'm asking them, I said, if you have a specific song, you can tell me. Or if you want me to freestyle it, I'll do that. That's my exact word. You want me to freestyle it, and I have a song for Bouquet. Or I have a song for once I get to know you. Like I know you don't want Beyonce. I know you don't want what everybody else does. So I got you.
I kind of got to the point of don't ask them anything that they don't need to be telling me. You know,
That's true. Yeah.
if because I don't need them thinking. Just
Yeah.
do this.
Just have a
You
good
know,
time.
so anything that I need,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ask specifically for that. Anything else,
Yeah.
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 Don't worry. Don't even worry about it. I got this.
See, I don't need them thinking.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what
So it
messed me
sounds
up.
like so I know of Earl. I haven't met him of course, but I know of him. I think when I first decided to make this a DJ business, right, which was like 3 years ago now, 3.5 years ago now. I started getting in
Okay.
some of the DJ groups and stuff like that, and I think we were in a couple of the same groups, so his name always stuck out to me because again,
Yeah.
I look for people that look like me, and that
Mm-hmm.
are successful in this business and how they do it. So I know who he is, I know of the dance classes, but it sounds like we might need to get Earl on the show too.
Yeah, man.
Let's do it.
Earl's that guy, man.
Yeah.
He's that guy, and I tell him all the time, like, I'm so grateful for everything that he's taught me. Everything that he's literally gave to me. About 80 to 90% of the songs that I have in my system come directly from him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
great, man.
I know the work that it takes to do everything that he did. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, he really looks out. He really
Yeah.
looks
And
out.
I
And he
think
doesn't do it to, be known, or he
Yeah.
doesn't do it to,
Give him
look
back.
out for me.
and
He
I
just
can
does it at the kindness of his heart. So,
I can
yeah,
attest
I
to
really
the fact
appreciate
that
Earl.
that's rare in this business, and I'm sure musicians is a little bit different, but DJs hate each other.
Very
You know what I'm
competitive,
saying?
huh?
It's very competitive. They hate on each other. Oh man, I should have did that gig, or he's too cheap, or he cost whatever. DJs hate on each other. It's not very often that you find a good group of DJs that are really out to just help each other out and to pick each other up and to motivate each other and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that's the testament to to the type of business that Earl does, and that's obviously been passed on to you. I can already tell how you
Yeah.
how you do business as well, and the relationships that you bring with you. And it sounds like the same way it started with the gentleman who told you how to get going with the band with the
Yeah.
drum and just do it.
Yeah.
You
You
got your
gotta have
mentor,
mentors.
and then Earl became your DJ mentor. That's kind of that same way, man. It's just awesome to create that community, of mentorship.
Yeah.
People that you can take under your wing and say, I'm investing in you. Whether that be time or actual resources or whatever. It's just a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
I really do
Sure.
love that, and that's what it's all about to me. you
Yeah.
know?
And
Yeah.
what people fail to realize too is you could be so competitive where you got tunnel vision, right? But all you're doing is like really eliminating any additional opportunities
Yeah.
through additional networking.
Yeah,
So
Pretty much.
they're looking at it through the wrong lens. They're looking
Yeah.
at it through the lens like, okay, if I share this pie, there's going to be
Yeah.
less for me to eat.
right.
But guess what? It's going to be more pies.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be more.
It's going to be more
That's
pies.
what I tell people, man. There's
You know,
only
you look at
52
focus on the one
Saturdays.
pie.
There's only
That's
52
it.
Saturdays in a year. Everybody
That is
can't
dope.
get, what I'm saying? There's enough weddings to go around. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
Yeah, that's enough. And then we can work
I'm-
together
Yeah.
and you help each other because somebody may come to me. I might be busy, but I can
Right.
pull someone else in. And then you can do
Right.
the same thing for me when you're busy.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it just takes an open mind
Yeah.
to network and to be a part of a community where you do the same thing as the
Mhm.
other people.
Yeah.
And it takes a secure person.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be secure. So Josh, as we wrapping up, now it's your turn. Pass some jewels along, to our people watching, people that'll be watching the replay on Twitch or on YouTube. Something that you learned along your journey that you would like to share, or some words of advice.
Yeah. I have to say the biggest advice that I have is honestly, just take that jump. Take that jump. Don't be afraid. Matter of fact, be afraid, but do it afraid.
Be very afraid.
Yeah.
Do it afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah, do
Jump.
it afraid.
Take that jump
Mhm.
while being afraid.
Yeah.
You're gonna appreciate it so much better. Um, I don't speak for anybody else, but for me, I put God first.
Mhm.
Oh, Can't
As
go
long
wrong
as I
there.
put God first,
Put God first.
everything else is gonna work itself out.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that I don't have a human experience and feel like, oh my God,
Yeah, we all
what's
do.
gonna happen? No, that doesn't mean
Yeah,
that.
we all do.
But at
Yeah,
the end of the
man.
day, I know that everything in my life is gonna work itself out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No matter what. That's why I'm not afraid to share the work or tell other people about other opportunities. Share it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God's gonna bless you. Whatever you believe in something.
Yeah.
They should have believed in something. That's my biggest thing. If you don't believe in
Yeah.
God, believe in
Believe
something.
in something.
Mm-hmm.
And just have faith in that something to keep you going. Honestly,
Yeah.
this is the best thing that could have ever happened to me. And I know I didn't say this earlier,
Mm-hmm.
but me going full time, and I'll say this really quickly.
Sure.
When I went full time, before I went full time, I went into my boss' office. I used to work for a call center. I went
Mm-hmm.
into her office, and she immediately looked at me and she said, "Oh my God, today's the day." I was
Yeah.
like, "What are you talking about?"
Wow.
She was like, "Today's the day that you're quitting. Because I've seen the stuff that you've been doing, and I know you're quitting any moment." I was like,
Knew it was coming.
"No, I'm not gonna leave you like that."
Uh-huh.
I was like, "But
Putting you on notice,
I
though.
do want to cut my hours back."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "I want to go from 40 plus hours to 20 or less."
Yeah.
I said, "Because I want to prepare myself for when it's time to go.
Yeah.
I want to get to the point that I'm used to not relying on this income." And long story short, it had been no more than 3 weeks after that. I told my wife, I said, "Baby, I know I've been telling you that my desire is to go full time, but I feel like it's happening, like any moment." And she was like, "How soon?" I said, "I don't know how soon. I just got this feeling."
Mm-hmm.
I went to work, and on that day, they called everyone to the front, and they had the executive operations there and everything. Long story short, he told us that they were shutting down the center.
Wow.
And that they were going to keep it open for 4 more months.
Mm.
At that moment, I said to myself, I was like, all right, this is the date that I'm going full time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I remember the date that I went full time. And I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And even when the closer that date got, the more nervous I kept getting. Even though I was booked like crazy, I got even more nervous and nervous and nervous.
Transition.
And that jump right there I always say that was one of the biggest blessings that could have ever happened, was for that job to let me go.
Yeah.
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 I'm telling you, that door closing,
Opened
the doors that have opened up after that
It opened
is
up FOMO.
insane.
Yeah.
Insane, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to
Insane.
lose something to
So-
make room for the new something.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so do it scared. Do it
Do it
scared.
scared.
And like honestly, when you jump off that cliff, jump off, put your hands up,
Mm-hmm.
and know that you're gonna land.
Make them like you just don't
perfectly okay.
care.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
What's up?
this is the best feeling I could have ever had. To
That's
be
great.
my own boss, to do all the work that I do, negotiate contracts, all this.
Yeah.
And it's some work. It's
Yeah.
some work.
Yeah.
But it's the best feeling I could ever have.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Honestly.
agree.
So yeah, do it scared
Do it
and
scared.
Yeah.
and believe in something.
Yeah. Is that going to be the title of the night show, Famous?
Do it scared. I like that. That would be the title of this episode. If somebody wanted to book DJ Stix, I already know the answer, but it sounds funny when I say it because you're going to say it. If somebody wanted to book DJ Stix, how could they do that?
Yeah, you can go to bookdjstix.com. Stix as in STIX. You can go there. You'll find me on Instagram at DJ Stix 843. On Facebook, DJ Stix. Yeah, that's how you be able to reach me.
Everything DJ Stix.
And
DJ
the
Stix.
Instagram was at DJ Stix 843. Holla at this guy, man. Holla at this guy. Book this man. If you want a band, a DJ, or both.
Yeah.
He's
Hey,
got
and
you.
I would just want to throw in just a little shameless plug. What
Please
we
do.
leaving jobs and things and stuff. Like I remember I left my last corporate job, man, and it
Mm-hmm.
ended me up at a dinner with Ric Flair when I
Mm-hmm.
left the
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and I know that feeling,
Mm-hmm.
because you have that stability,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that, and you letting it go, and you're not certain what the next thing is, gonna bring,
Mm-hmm.
But the long with myself, word travel around. I was leaving, and I got invited to a dinner, and for me that was so surreal because it's someone I used to watch on TV. You know how we
Yeah.
used to get down with the
Yep.
wrestling on
Yeah,
Saturday
buddy.
mornings, and he offered. He
Yeah.
offered. Word got around, and he offered. I'm like, this is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
man.
crazy.
Yeah, it's a good
So
feeling, man. I think
yeah,
I
yeah.
told a little bit of this story when I talked to Josh before, but when I left mine, I went full time just this year. But when
Okay,
I
yeah,
left, for the last couple years, I was just pretty much just holding on to my full time job just for the medical insurance. And
yeah,
it got to that point where I wanted to do what you did, Josh, where I wanted to give them the chance to just let me work less, at
Hmm.
first. Like let me work part time. And it just wasn't an option for them in the system at the company. They didn't have a system in place where I could work part time. So I said,
Hmm.
well, I guess
let it
this is
go.
my swan song then, because I can't keep doing full time. I can't keep using all my vacation time for Saturdays. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Man,
So at this point, I gotta be able to work a schedule where Saturdays isn't on the schedule because I
Got
was
to.
like burning all my vacation time, and then when I actually want to take vacation, I don't have any
we got
vacation
no more.
time because
We
I
Yep.
got
used
no
it all
more.
to do weddings. So something had to give, and they couldn't budge on the making me part time. So that was all the sign I needed, and
Yeah,
fortunately we got to the place where we didn't need the medical insurance anymore
yeah,
once my wife got working, but that made the decision that much easier.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. Things have a way of just kind of
Hmm.
working themselves out if we
Yeah,
just operate at the right tempo.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Not too fast, not too slow. Just be calm, steady. Of
Hmm.
course,
Yeah.
be pray, seek God, be spiritual throughout the process. But if in my experiences, things typically have a way of working themselves out.
Yeah, all we got to
Yeah,
do
man.
is just do it,
Yeah,
answer the call,
yeah, and do it
and
afraid.
do it afraid. And do it
Yeah,
afraid.
because
Well,
yeah, and you're gonna and being afraid just means that you care.
yeah.
Yeah.
That just means that you care. You know what I mean?
We got Josh. Josh, this is your dad, Antonio.
Yeah, that's my father
Okay.
What's
right
up,
there.
Pops?
All
Mr.
right. All
Walker in the
right.
house.
He's
Yeah,
actually in
man.
Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks
Yeah.
for
And
joining us.
ladies and gentlemen at home, this episode is gonna be available even after we log off
Hmm.
tonight. It'll be available over on YouTube.
And
So
on
make sure you
Facebook.
go. I'm sorry.
And still on Facebook, too.
Oh, it's still on Facebook,
Yeah, yeah. It'll still
but
be on Facebook.
it'll live on YouTube
Hmm.
forever.
Yeah, it'll
I'm
be
not
on YouTube
Facebook will keep
forever.
it forever too.
No, Facebook. It'll be on Facebook
About
for a
a
few
few days.
days, for a few more
Yeah,
days,
yeah,
and then they'll get rid of it unless we
yeah,
repost. But it'll live on the YouTube channel. We'll put the YouTube link in the comments
yeah.
as
So
well.
you can
Make sure
go
you
over and
subscribe.
subscribe. Make
Watch
sure
all the
you go
back
over.
episodes.
Yeah, subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. We do this weekly. I think we're on episode 30 something
This is
right now. I think
32, I believe, 32 or
32.
33.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a new platform.
Yeah.
We're looking to build. We like for you all to take the journey with us, see where we end up. So make
Absolutely.
sure if you're over on YouTube, if you're not over on YouTube,
Get
stop
there.
by on your way out and hit that
Yeah.
subscribe
Hit the
button. We
sub.
love to have you come
Yeah,
back any Tuesday of your choosing.
for
It's every
sure.
Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Josh, we really appreciate you, man. This was some good stuff.
It's been
Good
I
great,
stuff.
appreciate you
man.
guys.
We over our time too. We just flowing. We
Yeah,
try
we
to
were
keep
just
it at an
flowing.
hour.
Yeah, Josh.
You know.
Josh said he was shy. He wasn't shy.
Man.
No, I don't believe
I'm
that.
just playing.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just
I'll
playing.
give you something to
Yeah.
eat, man.
He said, I'm not a
Yeah.
talker. He said, I'm not a talker. I said, don't worry about that, man. We'll get you there.
Oh yeah, man.
The
Yeah.
conversation is just free flowing,
Yeah,
This is
yeah. It's
really
just like
good.
having us sitting at the table with some Starbucks.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
really
I,
good.
I might have a little espresso in mine, but we all having a little Starbucks.
Yeah, buddy. Cool. Yeah, this was good stuff, man. We do appreciate you hanging with us tonight and
For
everybody for
sure.
joining in. Hey,
Yeah.
Midas, I'm gonna end with the song. We're gonna end with the song.
All right, well, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go to the chairman of the board website. We got some great things coming up. Mainly, I want to touch on is the North Carolina Hall of Fame inductions. The North Carolina Music Hall of Fame inductions are Thursday, October 20th in Kannapolis at the Gym Theater. If you're interested in going, Stephanie Mills is getting inducted.
Hey.
I'll be performing with the as well as Janet Pascal and a few others. Bernard Edwards is getting inducted. I'm performing with the chairman of the board and the executives are part of the tribute band for Mr. Bernard Edwards, who's getting inducted that night. And yeah, so definitely go to our website and get all the information. We going hard until about November 19th, but that North Carolina Music Hall of Fame induction ceremony with live music, food, all of that, good time performances, October 20th in Kannapolis, North Carolina. Okay,
absolutely.
What we
That's
got?
It. That's it. I just wanted to. We're gonna close out. I got a clip of Mellow Groove from
from Friday. That's
Friday
my other
night,
outfit.
the Jazz and Blues Festival. So we're gonna close with that. Let you guys see and hear Mellow Groove for a few seconds here.
And then we're gonna end it right after that.
And then then that's the show, man. Thank you so much.
Well,
Josh,
appreciate you,
man.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you,
I appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, come back and holler at us next week.
Come on, and talk to me, baby. Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you. Can I talk to you? Ooh, yeah. You know, baby. Really wanna meet you. With my song, take it, ladies. On my choir.
They singing it too.
Yeah. Proud participation. Once again, this is Friday night, last Friday. York County Blues and Jazz. Peace, y'all. Love y'all. See you next week.